7 p.m. Friday, then baby kids asleep.
Outside with my besties, my husband's calling me.
Hey,
Welcome
hey.
to the podcast.
Let's go. Turn me up.
Hey. Hey.
But keep it down because the baby's sleeping.
Hey.
They sleep. Alright. Welcome to When Keeping It Real Goes Right. When Keeping It Real Goes Right. My name is Dr. Caroline Lauture-Azeb.
I'm Sophya Williams-Louis.
And yeah, welcome to our first episode.
I'm excited.
I'm so excited.
This is
and
long,
nervous.
Same. This is long overdue.
I know.
Dr. C. I'm excited to be here.
Me too. I'm like sweating. Oh my god. So welcome to episode 1. Title.
No new friends?
Mm-hmm.
No new friends.
No new friends, baby. Question mark. So, keeping it real, keeping it right. Boom. Keeping it real, keeping it right letters, y'all. Okay? So the questions that we have posed on our social media was, how do you feel about adult friendships? How does your past friendships impact your ability to make new friends? And share your story of when you pursued an adult friendship and it went right. So we have a letter that we want to read to y'all that was submitted to us. We won't say any names. We'll keep it private, even if the person did share. So here we go. Hey, ladies. Firstly, congratulations on the new podcast. So excited for you both, and I look forward to tuning in. Yeah, you do. I love my new adult friendships as they have been so refreshing. I have had the same best friend for over 20 years, and although that will never change, it has been so exciting meeting new adult friends since my bestie and I are in 2 different seasons of our lives. My bestie and I did everything together since we were 12 years old. So having a new mom bestie has felt different, but fun. It's so cool having a friend who doesn't know every single detail about you, but loves you like she does. It's so comforting knowing you have a new friend who lives around the corner and is always there for you, like she's been around forever. I could go on, but adult friends are so important to motherhood, womanhood, and being a wife. I love my bestie down, but my new adult friends come highly recommended. I met my mom bestie after I had my first son. We connected on how to get our babies to sleep and have been inseparable since. I grew up not having many female friends and never needing them since I have 3 sisters that I'm extremely close to. So it's always felt like I've had many friends. Now I live in a very family-oriented neighborhood and I invite conversation daily, especially as a stay-at-home mom. I actually find myself seeking out other moms, whether it's on a walk or at the park. I think because I had a positive relationship with the women in my life, it isn't difficult for me to connect with adult women. I wish new relationships on all. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It really, really is. And I think this letter highlights so much, especially because of the poll that we did on Instagram.
40% of people said that they are open to new friends.
Yes.
So let's talk about that.
Okay.
Because many of you may not know, Caroline and I are new friends.
Yes, we are.
We've been friends now for about a year. I'm not gonna lie, it feels longer than a year.
It feels way longer than that.
Like, I don't know how many dates we've been on, but it feels longer than a year, right?
We went to a concert together.
Yeah.
We went out to dinner a couple times. Worked together. Yeah.
The only thing that's missing is a vacation. We haven't done that yet.
Our kids have hung out. Yep.
Yes. So with that being said, how open are you to new friendships based on your previous relationships with best friends or women in general?
Well, in my past experience, I have had a lot of friendship failures, right? A lot of friendship heartbreaks. And they still sit with me today, actually. I mean, some of them no, I could do without, but there are some that I feel like I'm still not over them. It's so weird. And I find that female friendships, I feel like, are worth more or hold a lot more weight than our relationships with our husbands or our spouse, right? It's actually more heartbreaking when you break up with a friend than with someone that you're dating. Because your friends, like, they know you, okay?
All the secrets.
They know, like, what you look like inside and out, and they still love you. And so when that is gone, it's like a part of you is missing, and it's so hard to replace. So with that being said, I have found that by being more open and just welcoming people for who they are and accepting them for who they are, they accept me for who I am. And we build a natural bond, and the vibe is just there. Like,
I agree with you. So, in my experience, I like to call it a divorce because I did have a best friend that we went through a divorce, and it felt traumatic. It felt like someone snatched my heart out of my chest and stepped on it, right? And I even cried over this friendship. We've been friends since we were 11. And don't tell your husband, because they never understand. Like, she don't like you anymore. It is what it is, right? Yeah. When I think about it. So, because of that experience, I will say I was really guarded and protected of my heart, because no matter if I'm in a friendship with if it's a friendship with a woman, I love, right? I love and I give. So I feel like I need to protect myself. But as I started to get older and realize that I needed women friends as well, I actually prayed for it. I actually prayed to meet women that were like-minded, women that were married, women that were moms as well, so I can go through this life experience with someone else and not just my husband. Because again, he has his own life. I need to have my own life. But I will say, it took me a very long time to get to where I am today.
Yeah, I get that. And, going off of what you shared about your friendship of over a decade, a friendship that ended for me that was over a decade long was also very traumatic, very heartbreaking. I still think about it to this day. We were friends since we were literally 14 years old. We met in high school. And when I tell you we were like sisters, we're like literally sisters. We were just so connected. And, whatever life happens. But I'm not going to lie. Like, I do be thinking about her. I think about, I wonder how she's doing. Sometimes I get the urge to reach out to her, even though it's been 4 or 5 years since we last spoke. But I cannot allow myself to go backwards, and I cannot allow myself to go there again. Because if that person has not grown emotionally, then I can't have them be a part of my life going forward, because it's just going to cause more damage. And everything happens for a reason.
That makes sense. I know I've reached out to my old best friend randomly, to wish her happy birthday and things like that. And I think the reason why I was in that space or in that space now is because I found closure within myself, knowing I didn't do any harm. And if there was any harm that I don't know of course I apologize for that. But I could sleep at night knowing that I never did anything. I never stole from you. I ain't never talked to no dude you talked to, right? I ain't never lied to you. So again, people just grow apart, and I had to accept that. This is probably a season that had to come to an end, even though I didn't want it to end.
You know what's hard about seasons though? It's like girl, you came too early. And on top of that, you came too early. I wasn't prepared. I didn't go shopping for it. I am completely underdressed for this new season. And it just came as a shock. In terms of what happened with me, without giving too much detail, I feel like it just kind of came out of nowhere. And I know I put everything into the friendship. And I just felt there were other influences that influenced that decision to be made, but it wasn't my decision to be made if it was up to me. And so because it wasn't my decision that was made to end the friendship, I can't force you to stay somewhere that you don't want to stay. You know what I mean? I feel like that in relationships, friendships, whatever they are, but it's really sad. And I mean, I will say that I'm open to reconciling if, you know, if it's God's will.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to force it.
That makes sense.
I don't like, I don't, not even like, I don't beg people to be friends with me, honey. Like, it's either you like me or you don't like me. And that's you. But I will say, if you don't like me, then you the problem. Everybody like me.
But I do have a question.
Yeah.
Like, I know we don't beg for friendships, right? But when do you feel comfortable, or when is it necessary to fight for a friendship?
Oh, yes.
Right? Like, we'll fight for a marriage. We'll fight to make sure we maintain a relationship with our kids. But when it comes to friendships, or did you fight for your friendship?
I did.
Right? Like, what does that look like?
So for me, I feel like the way that I fight for the way that I have fought for my previous relationships with the men that I was with, I fought harder for my friendships. I put in that same energy, if not more. And for me, when friendships end, it's because I was tired of fighting for it. I was tired of feeling like I was the only one fighting for it. And I felt like I was like forcing something that I should have just let go. Because a lot of the times it just didn't make sense to me. Now, other friendships that have ended, I ended them because at that point, the season like was running behind. Honey. The season was late, and I was dressed and ready to go. It's after giving people multiple chances to correct themselves or correct the behavior. And after giving them multiple chances, the same way I gave men multiple chances, I was like, there was just too many things that were piling up and adding on for me that was like, I can only be so forgiving for so long and for so much that it's, this friendship is no longer serving its purpose. There are just way too many red flags. Just like there's red flags in relationships, there's red flags in friendships too. And sometimes we ignore them because we're super, super careful when it comes to our friends because I feel like our friends are our soulmates.
I agree.
Our husband, we love y'all.
Right.
We do.
Yeah.
But our friends that's my soulmate, that's my dog. That's my ride or die. Okay? Like, we make future plans without y'all. We make contingency plans with each other in case y'all ain't in the picture no more. That's how deep that shit is. Okay? Like, I kid you not. So, she was one of the longest friendships that I've had. I've had other longer ones. Like, I have, like, a really close friend of mine who I've been friends with for, like, 13 years. We lived together. We worked together in multiple jobs. Like, we're still friends to this day. She was at my wedding. I go visit her in Texas all the time. You know who I'm talking about. And I love that girl. And, I feel like it's okay to have seasons in friendships. I'll give a perfect example. So, me and my friend who lives down south, like, we recently became close again over the past, like, couple years. So, it's funny because as I'm replaying my wedding and, like, who was invited and who was in my bridal party, and I'm like, it's crazy. I'm not friends with 5 of the girls in my bridal party.
Wow.
One of them, I disinvited her 2 weeks before my wedding because she tried me. And then the other ones, we kind of, like, the friendship ended after that. And so I kept thinking, the people who should have been I should have put in my wedding, I didn't. But I actually thank God for that. Because I feel like, yeah, we were all cool, but we weren't as close as we are now. And there's a reason for it. So there's also seasons within friendships, like remaining friendships, continuously growing friendships. And I'm so glad that we reconnected again and got close again. So yeah, I feel like there's seasons within friendships that doesn't cause you to like grow apart.
I agree.
Just breaks.
I definitely agree. Yeah. And it's seasons that you'll depend on one friend more than the other, or you'll be the person that someone needs as well during the season. So exactly. I definitely agree. I don't take anything personal, especially understanding how busy life is. When it comes to friends, for me, what I need in a friendship is knowing that if I don't talk to you for 2 weeks, there's no issue, right? I should be able to pick up the phone and talk like we was talking just yesterday.
Girl,
that's a healthy friendship to me.
Absolutely.
We're wives, mothers, business owners, educators, community activists. Like,
we do a lot. We're busy. And it's great that you say that, because I used to take things personally. Now, a lot of the time, I had every reason to take it personally, right? But also recognizing that it was my own trauma that was impeding on the growth and the progress of my friendships and relationships. Now being in therapy, everybody go to therapy.
Yes.
And so that helped a lot too, helping me not take things personally, but also recognizing when things are personal, right? And being able to not react the way that I used to and just remove myself or take a step back. Or my problem with friendships that I felt I had was I always gave too much of myself. I was always giving 110% while the other person was giving 80 or 70. And it never really bothered me, because I'm like, I want to be that friend. Like, I'm that friend for you. Almost like I was trying to prove something.
Right, I was going to say that.
And after being in therapy, I learned, like, you got to give what you get, but don't allow that to take away from who you are.
Right.
So if you are naturally a giving person, which I am, I want to continue doing that, but within reason, within limits.
Yes.
Don't kill yourself. And I was killing myself. So I feel like now I found a really good balance between that, and I'm much happier for it. I make more time for other things, like starting this podcast.
Absolutely. I like to say, I think for me, for my friendships, I treat you accordingly, right? So I don't give with anything, expect anything in return, but respect, honestly, right? Like, respect me, respect my resources, that type of thing. But I treat people accordingly. So if I know my friend is someone, like, it's okay for me to know if I have a friend that talks a lot or likes to gossip, I know that you're not the person that I'm going to share my darkest secrets to. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to share other things with you. Or that doesn't mean that we're not going to hang out. Right. I just treat you accordingly.
Yeah. Because who doesn't like a little gossip?
Right.
But within reason, right? Because, like, how you talk about other people, if you're talking about other people like that, how you talking about me? Which was the issue in one of the friendships that I am no longer engaging in, was like, this person was always sharing other people's business that I didn't know. I knew more about other people that I never met. Yeah. And that was very problematic for me. And then this person rarely shared anything, but I felt like I was also always sharing things. And I'm like, well, there's an imbalance here. And it felt weird. And at first I used to say to myself, well, there's no way that this person would share my business. But I'm like, if you sharing other people's stuff,
girl, listen. Yes.
You know, so that was that for me. Accountability partners. Should we move on to that?
Yes, we can.
Okay. How do you feel about that?
Within friendships?
Within friendships, do you feel like friends should hold friends accountable? And to what degree?
I'll say yes. And this is tough for me because I'm always guarded and this is something I'm working through, being guarded and protected. Protective of myself, my visions, like my goals. Being mindful of who I share those things with. Because I'm always nervous that, yes, I share this with you as my friend, but if you share it with someone else, even out of good conscience, right, the person you're sharing it with might be wishing bad upon me. Yep. And so, yes, I want my friends to hold me accountable. But what I will say is I got the cheat code. I have sisters. So there's some things that I don't go to friends for. I'll go to my sister. Like if I know I need to, let's say I want to go on vacation and I need to save $10,000 to go on this vacation. My sister, I'm like, I got to save $10K for this vacation. If my sister sees me buying a concert ticket, she'll be like, and what about your vacation? Right? And there's certain things that I can share with my sister, but I don't know if I feel... I don't know if I'm at the point in my life yet if I feel safe enough to share those type of goals with friends. So, yes, I think friends can be your accountability partner. But for me, my friends are not my accountability partner. My sisters are. Yeah,
I feel that. I have 2 younger sisters and I love them. We share everything with each other. And I agree. There's a lot of things I share with my sisters that I won't share with my friends. Because I'm someone who... I tend to overshare. And I be embarrassed sometimes. You ever have that embarrassed? Like, damn, I done said way too much. I done exposed myself. I don't feel that. I don't feel that way with my sisters. I feel like I could be myself. I could overshare. I could not make sense. I could make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll either hold me to it, check me, or justify my craziness. And sometimes that's all you need, right? Where you feel, I feel like I can do that with certain friends, like less than a handful of friends. I feel like I can be completely 100% myself with. I think every friendship has a place.
Right. Ooh.
Like you had mentioned earlier, every friendship has a place. Like, you're my gossip friend. Like, yo, let me tell you some shit, right? And then you have your, we see each other every now and then friends to catch up. And there's nothing wrong with any of these friendships. But each friendship has a place, has a purpose. You have your married friends, right? Where, you know, that looks different across the board. Then you have your friends you've been friends with forever, and they do know, they're like your sister, so they literally actually are on the same page and know everything like your sisters know. Yeah. I think there's different stages of friendships. We have, like, even our friendship, like, we were colleagues. Well, we were strangers.
Right. Complete strangers.
Right. And then in a business meeting, we ended up spending like an hour, maybe longer talking.
It was more than that.
Just goofing off. Right? And just, that's how we became close. And then here we are. And so I feel like we already started getting a little bit more vulnerable with one another. And I think it's because, again, like you had mentioned before, we share those same values, those same beliefs, and we go through real shit.
And you know what? Even though I just said that I don't have friends as accountability partners, I will tell you this. If you're my married friend, I'm holding your ass to your vows. Okay? That I definitely will say. Absolutely. What did you say? Forever or what? Oh, okay.
Now, don't get it twisted. We ain't blind.
No, absolutely not. Or fools. No. Right. Absolutely not.
Just like our partners are not blind.
Right.
I mean, right? Oh my gosh. I can't wait for our other episode, another episode where we talk about soulmates.
Oh.
Because I got some thoughts, honey. But let's table that.
That's a good one.
Let's table that. But yeah, accountability partners, I feel like you should hold your friends accountable. If they're not doing what they say they're going to do, and vice versa. Hold each other accountable. Tell your friends, like, listen, I don't like the way you said that to me. Listen, I feel like you're actually being a shitty friend. You should be able to have those conversations without it turning to shit. I feel like friendships have their own love languages. You have your love language with your partner, and you have your friendship love languages, and they look different. And I don't think a lot of people realize that.
That's so true.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Let's tap into that more. Tap into your love language with your friends. Let them know what you need. Tell them what you need. Tell them what you want, and have them do the same.
That's a great one. So how would you describe yourself as a friend? Like, okay, even better. Pros and cons of having you as a friend.
Ain't no cons, baby. No that. Okay, so let me start with cons.
Okay.
Cons of having me as a friend. Cricket. No, I mean, I honestly don't know. Okay, here's a con. Sometimes I read into things that aren't there.
Okay.
So actually, my girls checked me on that yesterday. The one I was talking about that lives in Texas. I'm like, I was sharing something with her, and she was like, "Well, what did it say?" And I told her what it said, and she's like, "That's what you got from that message?" Girl, I'm an Aquarius. Okay, like, because we know people don't say what they actually mean. Like, especially if you kind of know the person a little bit. But I think one of the cons would be that I tend to see things that aren't there. And again, trauma, right? It's my trauma that's speaking. Like, I have certain things that were said to me that really meant X, Y, and Z, you know? And so I tried to let that go and just taking things for face value for what they are, as opposed to coming up with my own scenario and my own feelings towards it, because I'm embarrassed or whatever, right? And so I think that's one of the cons, is where like I see things that aren't there, or see things that aren't said. I be in my head a lot. I would say that is my con, is that I'm in my head a lot. And I'm sure my friends would agree to that. I don't think I have any other cons. I could be wrong.
I can share a con for me. I'll definitely say I will never ask for help. That is a con. So even if I know you are giving and I know that you will show up, I will not call you and ask you for help. I will suffer in silence. And as my friend, you'll be like, bitch, why didn't you just call me and say that you needed help with that? Or why did you, you know, like, that's definitely a con.
Agreed. Yeah, same.
Another thing I'll say is I will not remember your kid's birthday or your husband's birthdays. I'm so sorry.
Dun, dun, dun.
I won't.
That is a point of contention for me, because birthdays are huge. We talked about this. You better put it in your calendar, and you better text me at 7 o'clock in the morning when you wake up, talking about happy birthday, Zinedine, happy birthday, Zoya, happy birthday, Caroline.
And that's let me tell you why. And honestly, this is an excuse, because this is not even legit. I barely save telephone numbers. Right, so even when I have to like remember someone's birthday, I don't know why I'm awful with it. I have to like go back through our text history, put in the year and like the date I think your birthday is, to find the birthday.
So what I do is, if I have you on Facebook, baby, you already know to find me, honey. I also used to post my friends on Snap and stuff, so the memory would pop up, and then I just grew up and I put the birthdays in my calendar.
Yeah, I need to grow up. But here's the thing, right? Even if I will say I forgot your birthday, but if you needed someone to help you plan your birthday, set your birthday party up for you, I'll be right there.
So one thing I definitely learned is that accept people for who they are. And it doesn't just go for our relationships. We talk a lot about that, like, accept your man for who he is. More on that later.
Right.
But we don't do a good job at accepting our friends for who they are. You know why? Because we expect so much more from our friends.
Yeah.
Because they're our soulmates. So we expect so much more from them. And that goes back to me saying, like, you need to tell your friends what you need. You need to tell your friends what your love language is. Because give them the opportunity to get there. Give them the opportunity to fix it. And so once I let that be known, once I let that be clear, what my expectations are, what my love language is, I don't expect you to fuck up again. However, depending on what's going on, I might leave a little room for mistakes. That I'm not that much of a hard ass, but also I understand as a mom, memory, like my memory, like I got a million things going on, so I understand. But I will say birthdays are huge for me.
Good to know. So text me your kids' birthdays.
My kids' birthdays and my birthday, bitch. Like,
I know your birthday because your birthday's easy for me to remember. It's the 18th of February.
Yes.
That's easy.
18/18. We talked about this.
Exactly. Because I'm June 18th.
Yes.
And my husband is August 18th.
And me and my husband, never mind. Let me not go down that route because I don't want to make sure the date is right. So.
But you're talking about birthdays.
Okay, so here's the thing. Pete. So I know a lot of women like, oh, you don't remember our first date, our first wedding anniversary. Y'all, I'm terrible with dates.
I don't remember our first anything either.
I'm terrible. My husband is so good with dates. I'm so bad. I'm so sorry. I'm so bad. But birthdays, I'm good with birthdays, baby. I'm good with birthdays. Because birthdays are important to me. When did we get married? August 18th? That's why it was 18.
I got married on September 18, 2018.
I got married in August.
Girl.
August
I got married in August. Someday in August.
Stop. Your cousin's going to have to edit this out.
No, this is funny. Go find him.
It's not funny. It's embarrassing. Sorry. August 18, 2019.
Okay.
Yes,
So
because
8, 18, 19.
Yes, 8. That's why it was messing me up.
Okay.
It was 8, 18, 19.
Gotcha.
I like even numbers. So getting married the year of 2019 fucked me up. I was like, how am I supposed to remember that? But he was rushing the wedding. I wasn't pregnant or nothing. He just wanted to be married.
He just wanted to snatch you up, take you off the market. He knew what he had.
I had less than a year to plan for that wedding.
Oh.
Anyways.
That would be another conversation topic.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have a wedding.
You didn't?
See,
Okay. We getting off track. Okay, so friendship goals. What are our friendship goals?
In general? Or our friendship goals?
Let's do both.
All right.
Let's do in general and let's do ours, which will probably be the same. Maybe.
That's a good question. Friendship goals. Okay. I know what a friend for friendship goals for me would definitely be someone that is loyal, a great listener. I also want that person to be a positive role model for my kids. So that my kids can see like what stability looks like outside of their household. Because the media narrative is like, especially being Black women and married to men of color as well, but married to Black men, that's almost like as if it's non-existent according to what's going on in America. But like, no, my kid needs to be like, my aunties are married, right? My aunties are still with their husband. I have uncles and stuff like that. So that matters to me as well. Seeing people do well, like that's a goal for me, for my friends. Trying to be around like-minded people or people who have things that I aspire to have as well. What else? And of course, like vacations are good times. Like I need to be able to laugh with you, at you, same for me. Like laugh at me, laugh with me, cry with me. You know what I mean? I think
talk shit with me.
Yes, all of that.
I love that. And that is a general, right? Okay, so let's talk about general first then. So I would say for me, friendship goals in general, I am working towards support. And that support looks different for different people. But for me, it would mean like, asking about my kids, how they're doing, asking them about my businesses, the different things I got going on, about work, right? And just other things outside of mom life, and showing that support, whether it's reposting stuff, following my pages, or listening to this podcast. Like, I'm looking for more support. And if you can't do that, I ain't gonna hold you, but I know where to put you. Right. So support, I would say more girl time. I need my friends.
Yeah.
Okay. What Glorilla said? Where my friends?
Hey.
Where my niggas?
Hey.
Listen, they revive me. My friendships revive me. They bring me to life. They remind me that
you're still that.
Because we are. Okay? And so, like, having to be reminded of that, like, and just, like, again, talking about stuff outside of our family life, like, reconnecting with the world, like, reconnecting with ourselves, reminding each other that, reminding each other who we are and what we do. And so, support, hanging out, I want to say tackling new things with each other.
Give an example.
Perfect example of this podcast.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Absolutely.
Like, just stepping outside of our comfort zone,
Yes.
doing things that are uncomfortable.
Yes.
Because you just never know, Traveling. I love traveling with my friends. I would love more travel trips, going to concerts, like hanging out, vibing, like even if we do a mommy staycation, like just doing that. And the last thing I'm looking for is commitment.
That's a good one.
I love a lot of my friends, but some of y'all can't commit, honey.
That's a good
Y'all can't commit to
one.
things, and it bothers me. And so I'm looking for a commitment. So when you say you're gonna do something, do it. Follow through. And if you can't follow through because shit happens, you gotta make sure you make it up, right? One thing I started doing, which was, again, goes with hand in hand with the not killing myself, is it used to kill me to not follow through with people. So I would kill myself just to follow through.
Ooh.
I stopped doing that, and I'm so much more like less stressed because of it. So I make sure when I say I'm going to do something, I do it, as long as it's within reason. And if it's not, I explain to the person why. Sorry, it's been crazy, whatever, make it up this way. But I always make it up in some way. And honestly, for me, I guess this is another one, is pouring into people who pour into me.
Yeah.
Because as I'm pouring into people, and again, we talked about me over pouring, I need my cup to be filled as well. So, not that I'm like ending friendships with anyone, absolutely not. I am pouring more into those people who pour into me. You pour life into me, you pour support into me, you pour love into me. I'm gonna also pour the same thing back. My attention is now focused on y'all.
I like that. That makes sense.
Oh, we need to take a sip of our drinking drink. Cheers. A little parched.
All right. So, goals for our friendship.
Yes.
I can agree to two things you already said. Commitment and support. What else would you add? So I think that's valid.
Accountability, which we talked about. I feel like we do a
absolutely.
really good job about that.
Yes, we do.
Oh, I would add another thing. No gatekeeping. I'm not a gatekeeper anyways.
Right.
You can ask anybody.
Same here.
You can ask anybody
Same.
on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Someone will be like, oh, who did you hear? Here's her phone number.
Yeah.
Text her at this time. I'm telling her you about to text
Yeah.
her. Oh, where'd you get that dress? Bitch, hold on. Let me go get the link for you. Drop it in there. Matter of fact, get it in this color because I think this color will look good for you. Like, whatever you need, ask me and I will give it to you. I don't believe in gatekeeping. I feel like that's so selfish.
That's so true. And even like thinking that we can ask each other, like, what are you wearing? And not feel any way, like no jealousy, nothing. And
also,
I can't say I've always had that in a relationship.
And we could talk about that on another
Right.
episode. And I would say for our friendship, one thing that we already started doing in terms of the not gatekeeping, I feel like we do that a lot with career opportunities.
Yeah, we do. Yep.
I think a lot of the stuff that we share, we probably shouldn't say it on air because we probably shouldn't have shared it, but...
No, we good.
No, I mean like things that we share with each other to improve our career. We probably shouldn't have shared with each other.
Yes.
But we did
Yes.
because it's all about helping the other person grow. Oh, and feedback.
Yeah.
We love feedback.
Absolutely.
Baby. Give me some feedback.
Yes, that's
Okay?
so true.
Please. I think Black women especially, we do a disservice to one another when we don't provide feedback with one another in any category, whether it's work, clothes, whatever, how you behaving, how you acting, your attitude, whatever. Like, give feedback, please. Obviously, if you know your friend, do it the way that they need and their love language, and that's where love language comes into play. Do it the way they need it, not the way you want to deliver it, not the way you want to get it. Keep their love language in mind when providing that feedback. I think we have a really good list.
Yeah, that's good. Yes. Yeah. That's it. That's the list.
That's shit.
That's it.
Next on
I think we covered
a lot of this, right?
yes. Because you got to think about it. To provide feedback, not gatekeep, that's all confidence.
Yes, it
Checking
is.
your own insecurities.
Checking them at the door.
Yes. I think we get 43 minutes.
I do too. Do we want to talk about insecurities, like our own
Insecurities in a friendship or?
Oh yeah. What are your insecurities in friendships? Do you have any? I think the number one thing for me, which is why I overthink, is that my insecurity is I'm not being a good enough friend. That's why I overfill. I overdo. Because I don't ever want someone to say that I'm not a good friend.
I don't know if I have insecurities in a friendship, but I know my area of improvement would be I don't know.
Let's think on it.
I don't know what my insecurity would be in a friendship.
Should we ask our friends?
Yeah.
And come back to this?
I think so.
And see what they say? Because, you know, we view ourselves a certain way, but other people view us another way.
Yep.
We should definitely come back to this.
We should. Because you know what? Not to sound, like, full of myself, but I think because I've accepted what type of friend I am, that I don't have an insecurity, right? Like, I know I give when I can give. And I'm always going to be there when you need me the most. So you might call me and I might not answer the phone.
I'll call you again.
See, right? You might text me and unfortunately I might not respond to your text message. But if you call me at an odd hour of the night, I'm going to answer. Like no matter if I'm sleeping, no matter if I'm bathing. If I'm bathing my son at 9 o'clock, because I know, you know, this is like a nighttime routine and you're calling me at 9 o'clock, that means you need something. That means do not call me at 9 o'clock to gossip, right?
Because you need something.
Yeah, because I'm interrupting my routine, the time I'm spending with my kids, or if I'm chilling with my husband at 11 p.m. If you're calling me at 11, I'm sorry, I'm answering the phone. And if you're like, I need you to meet me somewhere, I'm coming at 11. But you might call me at 2 p.m. and you won't get me. So because I've accepted where what I can give, I don't think I have an insecurity. Example, if let's say someone needs finances and you also need something else, or you need to borrow money. I know I can afford to give you, like, let you borrow money without feeling like I lost something, but it doesn't mean I could show up in another area in your life for you.
Correct. I agree. I like that.
So that's why I don't think I have any insecurities. And this is not, if you asked me that question 10 years ago, I'd have been like, yeah, because they never want to go out with me. They always want to, you know, like all those other things. And maybe not even
stuff.
Yeah. But now,
whatever.
This is what you get.
You get what you get, and you don't get upset. You want to talk a little bit about some highs and lows before we close out?
But yeah.
Okay. Some highs and lows of 2024. Therapy was definitely a high. And a low, but definitely a high. I am in my own therapy for myself, individual therapy, and we're also in couples therapy. It's been a rough couple of years, having two children that are very close in age, having full-on careers, because we go-getters over here. Okay. We go-getters, we entrepreneurs. Honey. Okay, mama always got an idea, something cooking. I'm always working. I'm working crazy hours, you know, just trying to better myself, better my family, better my life, and same for my husband. And so, you know, and then we also had like a lot of lows with like death in the family, friends, things like that. And so it's been real heavy in our house, real heavy. And so it was important for us to make that change. Not just getting individual therapy for each of us, but participating in couples therapy most recently, just a couple months in. And it's hard. There have been tears on both ends. Oh, Lord, I had never cried so hard. And I feel like we are just scratching the surface. But I also feel like we're making progress at the same time. Of course, there's setbacks. But, you know, it's a journey.
Yeah. Marriage is a journey, and it's a conversation for another day. Because every year is not going to be the year of joy in a marriage, right? Like things are going to happen, things are going to be tough. I would say some highs for me for this year, I would definitely say is like me getting closer and trying to find like my faith. So I always believed in God, but was not someone that actively went to church. And I can honestly say my husband. My husband was like, we're going to church one day. He wanted to get close to the God. He was in a prayer group. And
okay, prayer group.
Right.
Do it.
And I know he wouldn't lead me anywhere that would harm me. So I'm like, okay, if this is the route you want to go with our family, I'm going to follow your lead and take the kids along with us, right? So it's so funny because he recently said to me the other day, like, I'm jealous of you in a joking way because now I just joined a prayer group. He's like, you got a prayer group, you're writing in your prayer book every day. Okay. So I definitely would say that has been a high for me. It has definitely shifted some of my like perspectives in life. It's interesting because now I'm like questioning everything.
Yeah.
So, but it's been an amazing journey.
I love that for you.
Trying to find balance. Thank you, and I love
that.
for you.
I love that. I think another high that we had talked about was our finances and careers.
Yeah.
They booming, baby. 2023 / 2024 is ours.
Yes. Absolutely.
And there have been so many amazing opportunities that we have both encountered. And it's only up from here, baby. Stay tuned. So to end our show, we like to end with a song mood. Okay? And our song mood for this episode is hold on.
I don't know if I want the money signs or
I know, right? I know.
Both.
Listen. Because baby is a mood. She is a lifestyle. She is amazing. Okay? And here we go. Victoria Monet and her new song, okay? All right. The video was popping. She's just beautiful, inside and out.
Caroline put me on to her, and today, as I was driving over here, she has a song with Lucky Day. Didn't know. I was like, oh, okay.
Singer, songwriter, mom. Okay, she's doing it, honey. Grammy winner. Okay, and this song is just, I feel like, just embodies where we are right now in our lives. I love her.
Definitely a vibe.
All right.